Hello mateys, welcome back to School of Scent. I'm your host today, Captain Fragrance, and today we are going to be going through what I think are 5 of the most important scent profiles that every man should have in his fragrance collection. We're going to be going through each of these 5 scent profiles, and I'll be giving you a couple of recommendations that fit a couple of different budgets, so there's a few options for everybody out there. It is as accessible as possible. So without further ado, let's get straight to it.
Make sure you get Atrium's next summertime fragrance, Mr. Radiance, which you can do so through the link in the description and pinned comment down below. This is the first ever real oud mango aquatic fragrance ever made. You can get it for only 5 days through pre-order, and it comes with a complimentary sample to try the fragrance out first. Click the link in the description down below, guys. Thank you.
So I think every man needs a fresh, clean, straight out the shower kind of vibe scent profile within their fragrance collection. A good example of that is something like Montblanc, Legend Spirit. It's got that slightly fresh, aquatic, clean vibe. You could also go for something like Nautica Voyage, Prada Homme. They all sort of fit this general style, this general aesthetic of fresh and clean. Best uses for this is, like it says on the tin, straight out the shower, or maybe a good gym scent if you're someone who frequents the gym. Something non-offensive, not too heavy on the projection, that's just gonna keep you smelling fresh, keep you smelling hygienic whilst you're pumping iron. Can you tell? Can you tell that I am a gym bro? Something fresh and clean is a necessity. Montblanc Legend Spirit is a good value for money fragrance. If you wanted to go a bit more high end, something like Xerjoff Torino23 tuberose heavy, and it's got that sort of summertime fresh, slightly green vibe about it going on. But that scent profile is something that's definitely needed in any fragrance collection. Next up, I think every man needs fragrances that are dark, mysterious, and sexy in the collection. Something like Carolina Herrera 212 VIP Man Black is a good choice, albeit a bit of a mouthful. Magnetic cap. This has a delicious absinthe note, which absinthe can be done in a couple of different ways when it comes to perfumery. The way it's done in this is that sort of mysterious dark. You can't put your finger to it, you can't put your nose to it. Hey, pardon the pun. And it just makes it gives it that alluring quality, you know? This, again, average price range, designer price range, maybe 60 to 80 pounds, give or take, depending on size and where you pick it up from. The dark, mysterious scent profile is definitely a must-have in all fragrance collections. If you wanted to go a bit more pricey for this kind of a vibe, then let me point you in the direction of Smoking Hot from Kilian. Boozy, smoky, mysterious. It's got like a apple brandy shisha vibe to it. It's gorgeous stuff, and again, very alluring. It makes people wonder what you smell like and want to know more about you. That's the kind of vibe it's meant to give off. That scent profile is a must-have.
32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you.
Now, you definitely need a citrus bomb inside of your fragrance collection. Something that come summer is going to refresh you, uplift you, and just, make your eyes do that. Do that. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. I know you know what I mean. Dolce&Gabbana Light Blue Forever is the vibe I'm talking about. This one, a lot harder to find nowadays. That used to be, pretty sure it's discontinued. But it's the most photorealistic pink grapefruit note I have ever smelt in anything, full stop, ever. This one's a bit harder to find, but that light blue line is definitely one to check out in terms of this vibe. Gonna give you 2 suggestions for this one because I know I'm talking about a discontinued fragrance, so not really fair. So pretty much anything from the blue Mediterraneo line by Acqua de Parma. Relatively affordable niche fragrances they are. Very naturalistic, very, very naturalistic. Perfect for summertime, absolutely gorgeous scent profiles on them. Things like Arancia de Capri, Fico de Amalfi, they are gorgeous scent profiles. There's a new one out, I've forgotten its name. Maybe we'll be able to find it, pop it here. That one is a very nice Mandarin style fragrance. And this one, another discontinued one, but if you can find this one, definitely try it. Arancia La Spugnatura. Arancia La... My pronunciations are awful, I apologize. And up in that expensive price range, Creed Virgin Island Water. A little less citrus heavy, this one. More like a pina colada in a bottle, but absolutely gorgeous nonetheless. Adore this stuff. So yeah, a good summertime banger, citrus heavy or at least citrus leaning is definitely required in any good fragrance collection. Next up, every good fragrance collection requires a good Gourmand nowadays. This is La Camera. You've got La Camera Acqua as well now, which I would recommend over the original because it's got a coffee note in there. This is a slightly boozy, sweet Gourmand, almost like a spiced apple pie kind of vibe to it. But any Gourmand is basically what you need. Any Gourmand, whatever kind of Gourmand you find most appealing. Now, a Gourmand fragrance is something that smells edible. So if you find pizza appealing to smell of, then go for Demeter Pizza as your fragrance of choice for this scent profile category, as long as it's a Gourmand. But no, I am more so leaning towards the sweet, dessert-like Gourmand fragrances in terms of what I'm thinking about as what you should have in your collection. Now, if you want to go a bit more pricey, you could go for something like Angel Share for sure, but I actually think that Amor Cafe from Mancera beats Angel Share. And it's cheaper too. Amor Cafe is based on a Italian dessert, affogato, coffee, amaretto. You've got caramel in there as well. This is a gorgeous Gourmand, absolutely gorgeous. If you can get a hold of it to try or a sample or go and find it in a store, I implore you, go check this out for sure. It's absolutely mouth-wateringly good. But yeah, Amor Cafe, La Camera Acqua, Angel Share. I think you get the gist with this fragrance category. As long as it's a Gourmand and it's more the sweet dessert like Gourmand, that's the kind of vibe you need in your collection. And for the final style of fragrance DNA you need, we're kind of going to break the rules a little bit. I know, I'm a bit of a rebel. I'm going to say instead of like a scent profile, you need a style of fragrance. And what do I mean by that? I mean you need something loud. It doesn't have to be loud and sweet. It doesn't have to be loud and spicy. It doesn't have to be loud and aquatic. As long as it is loud, that is the only rule to this final category. So for example, I've got here Sauvage Elixir. As a placeholder, you could get any kind of version of Sauvage, any of the concentrations, the EDT, the EDP, the Parfum, the Elixir, they are all loud and proud, and they all do things slightly differently. Of course, they're all slightly different prices as well. But if you want my recommendations on some other loud fragrances, here's a couple that come to mind. If you like spice and you're not afraid, go for Xerjoff Groove Escape. This is black pepper in a bottle. It is crazy peppery. Like, wow. Like fresh, one of those things. What are they called? Pepper grinds? Pepper mills? Pepper mills? Pepper grinds. The pepper things, the spinny pepper things. It smells like freshly ground pepper. There's some sweetness in there, some woods in there, and it is loud as anything. That's something you could go for if you want to go loud and spicy. Angel Share, which I already mentioned, loud and sweet. You could go Royal Tobacco by Amouage. This is loud and smoky and grassy, and there's just so many versions of tobacco in this. Or so many ways the tobacco is used in this, I should say. This is gorgeous, by the way. I fanboy over this quite a bit. Tangents. Loud and smoky, loud and spicy, loud and sweet, as long as it's loud. You could go with Afternoon 9 PM if you wanted for a loud and sweet one. That's all you need. Something loud. Every man needs a loud fragrance for those occasions where you need to be smelt and not heard and not seen. Seen and not smelt. No, that's not right. Smelt and not seen? No, that's scary. For those occasions where you want to make a statement, that's what you need the loud ones for. So those have been the 5 fragrance DNAs/styles that you should have in your fragrance collection. Fresh and clean and out of the shower. Gourmand, preferably dessert-like Gourmand, unless you really like pizza. Summer banger, citrus bomb, as long as it fits. dark and mysterious, can be sweet, can be smoky, as long as it's more subtle and not loud, because you also need a loud one. And as long as it's loud, that's what matters. So thank you very much for joining me on this little journey. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. What fragrances do you think fits these categories from your own personal collection? Or what categories did I miss out? Let me know in those comments. If you think that you need 10 different categories, please let me know. Maybe we'll do an updated version of this video. Thank you very much for sticking around and watching. I've been the captain. You've been awesome. And with that, I'll catch you lot on the flip side. Adios.